what's going on. When I got back from a trip recently, I walked into this bathroom to a very, very sad Hoya polyneura, and I examined it really closely. You guys, I didn't even have to look closely actually, because there were mealybugs freaking everywhere. For some plants, honestly, I would just throw them out if the infestation was this bad, but I just love this polyneura. It's so full and beautiful, and it has mothered so many plants that I've sold or sent or gifted or swapped. So I don't know, it just really holds a special place in my heart. I love it a lot, so I just could not get myself to throw it out. What I've been doing instead for about a week now is I have been treating this plant as well as all of the plants in this guest bathroom for the mealybugs. I'm gonna make it a very, very thorough treatment, so I thought we could do it together. First off, I will be taking each of these plants one by one into my bathroom shower since it is enclosed and the kids don't ever go in there. I don't wanna do it in a space of my house where the kids frequent or ever really go into, because just in case, like, I will clean out my shower wherever I end up doing the treatment, but I just don't want to risk them getting any of the products I use on them. So I will say, I don't know for sure how they ended up in here. This is the one room where I frequently open the window. So I do open this window a lot. So I'm assuming they got in through the window, because I haven't had mealybugs anywhere else in my house that I've noticed anyway. There are still a few down there, just a few here. So I'm gonna go take care of that. Let's do this. As I'm looking more closely, I am actually seeing mealybugs quite a few places again. So this may actually not be my last treatment. Dang it. So first off, I'm going in with my Captain Jack's spray. I do have the concentrate, so I just mix it in this bottle, and I'm spraying all the tops of the leaves really well, and then making sure to go in stem by stem to spray the undersides. If there's any like sheaths of leaves or cracks or crevices, I'm making sure to cover that too. And I'm just going in one by one and like seriously dousing these guys. I don't want to miss even a tiny spot of the plant. And I'm also spraying the tops of the soil as well. So hopefully we kill these little mofos. Hopefully. While that is drying onto my plants, I am going to take this opportunity. Like I said, I do not mess around when it comes to plant pests, and hard clean, as I call it, with Clorox bleach wipes, disinfecting wipes, whatever. I don't want to risk there being mealybugs or whatever pest I'm treating on any of the other surfaces. And where I don't normally clean with this, I do like to have some on hand for situations like this where I'm probably being dramatic, and you guys, I'm sure a handful will be like, that's so over dramatic, but to me, where I have so many plants in my collection and I've invested so much into my plants, it's just not worth the risk. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down literally every surface in this bathroom with these Clorox wipes to make sure that any bugs that may be hiding in here are no longer hiding in here, and these bleach wipes will definitely kill them. I'm just gonna go section by section and wipe everything down. I'll also take out the rugs and like any towels or anything like that. Neem oil isn't something I would use to treat a pest issue as much as I would use it to like help prevent a pest issue, but it isn't 100% effective. Clearly that plant got mealybugs somehow, even though there was neem oil on the plant. So we just do what we can, you know? And sometimes what we can just isn't enough, unfortunately. On the plus side, I'm making cheesecake. It's definitely not perfect. Did my best to get the air bubbles out, but for some reason the air bubbles didn't all come out. Dang it. Do you want to see something cute? I did get 4 baby chicks recently. They are a week and a couple days old. It's so sad. Unfortunately, when I received them, they had some sort of parasite. They were doing this kind of sneeze hiss thing, but there was no like runny, goopy eyes, poop, noses, nothing. They were like stretching out their necks, opening their mouths and then kind of letting out like a hiss or like a gasp. The only thing my mom really thought it could be was gapeworm, because there were no other symptoms other than that. 2 of them ended up passing. I feel really, really guilty about it, really sad about it. Once we had talked about it and we decided that like a parasite was the only thing it could be, I did give them Safeguard, and the other 2 pulled through even though they were showing the same symptoms. So I do feel like the other 2 died of a parasite. I bought them from an NPIP certified hatchery. They claim that that wouldn't be possible, and I know the odds of like tiny baby chicks having gapeworm is so slim, like it would be super rare, but that's just what all the signs are pointing to. These guys are better. They're no longer showing symptoms. And again, it's just after the Safeguard. So I do feel like they had some sort of parasite or worms or something. This is a blue Polish. They don't have names yet. This one will have really cool hair. You can kind of see he's starting to get a fluffier top. This is a blue or a splash Americana girl. Again, showing all the same symptoms the other 2 were, but now they are just fine. I wish I had realized sooner what the issue was, but again, it's like so unlikely for baby day-old chicks like this to have worms or parasites. I should have started the Safeguard like 2 days sooner. And I think the other chicks would have survived. So the plants are mostly dry. The stromanth here does have a few wet spots, but I'm gonna go ahead and coat everything with some diatomaceous earth, giving them a good coat. And diatomaceous earth is not good to inhale, so make sure that you are keeping your face covered. I lost the puffer thing that came with it. I've had this bag for a few years now. It lasts a really long time. The puffer thing is way easier than this. Here is what the plants look like now. They are just pretty much coated, best I could anyway, especially the Polynera back there. That's the one that really matters. And I'm just gonna let them sit like this until later tonight, like right before I go to bed, and then I'm going to spray them off. Again, like I said, I think this is going to be my last treatment. So I'm going to go in, top it off with some of the systemic insecticide, these granules that you just sprinkle on top of the soil. And I'm just gonna add some of these to all of the plants so that when I go to rinse off the diatomaceous earth from the plants, this will be watered into them. And how it works is the roots of the plant absorb the stuff. The plants that suck on the plant leaves eat this and it poisons them. Be very, very careful using this on plants that dogs or kids have access to. Like I personally wouldn't put this on any plant within reach of my kids or dogs. I've changed my clothes since I was spraying down all those things. I didn't want to pick up my kids in the same shirt I was spraying everything down in. But now we are in my grow tent. This has been a project I've been working on for like a week now. So before I had 2 of these right here and it was just way too crammed. It was getting really messy because I would like knock things down with my booty as I was bending down to take care of things. This is gonna be so much better. So much better. It's just a pain in the butt, let me tell you. So I've just been moving everything down around and like rewiring all the lights so that it makes more sense. So that's what we're gonna do now. I do try to clean out my propagation bins, like deep clean them, soap them up, spray them out once a year, just because sometimes they can get a little bit of algae growth or I don't know, other weird things in them. So I am currently moving everything out of the bins onto the shelves so that I can clean out the bins and then I'll move them back in and reconfigure everything. But right now it is a mess. It is an absolute mess. And I am just sorting them like roughly by type, trying to keep like varieties together, but you know, I'll sort them up a little bit better once I get them put back into bins. How am I gonna do this? I guess I'm gonna rewire the lights first. For the lights, I can have like 6 per outlet, but it needs to make the most logical sense because I only have so many of these. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Oh no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or should I put 2 right here? I should put 2 right here. I think that would make the most sense. If they'll even fit. Oh yeah, I think this will be good. Well, I don't know if it's gonna fit. It will, we're good. Oh, this is gonna be so much better. I want there to be so much light in here, and I do plan to move. I have a whole bunch of large begonia in here. I think I wanna move, like clear this off and put the begonia right here. I think they'll be very happy. Moment of truth. Let there be light. Okay, it worked. Woo woo. I've got so many plants that need to be up potted. You know what? Instead of like getting this all finished, you know, maybe I'll keep this as a potting table. Maybe I need to get another shelf. That's beside the point. Right now, I'm going to be potting up some plants and up potting some of my some of my plants that have outgrown their pots. I do need to order more of like this size planter, this size planter. I guess I'll just set the plants here so we can kind of see what there is to work with. Definitely want to repot that guy. This is Begonia erectocarpa. So I think we're gonna start with this one just to get it out of the way because it's kind of big. So this is a Begonia chlorosticta. This is the green form. Rachel sent to me a long, long time ago. I can't even remember how long ago that was, but it just needs to be potted into this plant. So initially I put it into this little cup, and as you can see, it has just far outgrown that. Oh my goodness, the roots are just absolutely wild. Yeah, that's crazy. It started in that little thing and now it's like ready to be in this big thing. I am going to pot it up in moss and just in this planter that it's kind of already in. You know what? Maybe I'm just gonna kind of start fresh. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Where are my scissors at? I am losing my mind. Where is my mind? Oh, there they are, underneath all my plants. Okay, cut the plant like down here. Maybe I'll get rid of these bigger leaves down at the bottom that are kind of old. I could also propagate these. Maybe I will. I'm gonna set them aside. I actually have this bowl of water that I'll be putting any begonia leaves in so that I can propagate them. Begonia are so cool because you can literally, like with leaves or like anything, you can propagate it. You need some part of the plant, like a little bit of tissue from the plant to propagate it, which is crazy. Like even just a section of the leaf. I hope that this goes okay, because I have never propagated this type of begonia, and I think it is a little bit of a diva, to be honest. So I'm kind of nervous. I have moss at the bottom of this, so no soil comes, or less soil like comes out the bottom. I have this mix of kind of a little bit of everything. There is worm castings, cocoa husk, cocoa chunks, or cocoa husk and cocoa chunks, the same thing. There's orchid bark, perlite pumice, worm castings, and horticultural charcoal in this mix. And then I've added in a little bit of sphagnum moss just from the plants that have been sitting here. And I'm going to use this for the begonia and hope that it does well, because I've only ever grown begonia in sphagnum moss, so I hope it'll be okay. This will just help keep it a little bit more moist, because I do kind of have a hard time keeping my like moisture loving plants well enough watered, unfortunately, just because there are so many of them. So I try to compensate for my inability to water them enough by keeping them in a more moisture retaining, like a little bit more dense of a mix. Not like too dense, because I'm not trying to kill them, but just a little bit. So I'm just gonna stick the cuttings in there, pull off the bottom leaf. You totally don't even have to do that, I don't think. Just plop them in. I will keep you updated on this. So it doesn't look great, but I promise you it's gonna grow in and be so beautiful. You guys, this is gonna be so pretty when it grows in. I have this thing right here that I am going to put water in to sit the plants in after I pot them. This rugosum is growing like mad, so I'm gonna put it in this very large planter. Like I'm up potting it to the max. Normally you don't put plants in like such a big up pot, but you know what, I'm going to, just for the sake of not having to do it a month from now again, because they do grow so quickly in this kind of very humid, bright, with all these grow lights environment. I mean, it's not like compactly rooted, but it was coming out of the bottom of that pot, and it is very top heavy. So the leaves just keep coming in like bigger and bigger. This is Philodendron rugosum. I don't know if I said that, but it's the like pigskin one. That's like its nickname, because the leaves are like leather texture, like a football. And just make sure, try and, you know what, I'm gonna pull off these bottom leaves that are really, really small, just get them out of the way so that I can stick it a little bit further down into the soil and get all these aerial roots down in here to hopefully help prop itself up so it's not always falling over. And then fill her in like that. Well, maybe a little more. And put it down to water. This one's just like a little bit awkward. This is a begonia subacida or something like that. I'm actually going to kind of do the same thing I did with the chlorosticta and just like cut it, toss out the base of the plant and then kind of start fresh in just the same planter because I don't have enough planters right now. I should not have done this today, but here we are. I'm doing it, I guess. Oh well. And it's like curled all weird. Maybe I'll even cut it in half again so that only this not wonky shaped part of the plant will go in, and then I'm gonna pull off these bottom leaves. Wow, I just removed like a lot of that plant, but I promise you it'll grow back just fine. Stick the plant in and fill it up. Like so. Cute. And then again, like the rest of this plant, I'm just gonna throw in my propagation bowl so that it can stay hydrated. This is a begonia soli mutata. This is actually one of my favorite begonias. I think it's so cute and it's so easy. It is actually one of the first begonias I ever like had success with, I guess. I had tried them a lot, but you know, it just was not in the stars for me. But now it is because this one is so easy. I know not a lot of people like begonia, and I definitely was in that boat for a long time. I don't know what kind of changed, but suddenly I just got obsessed with them, to be honest. I don't know why or what or whatever. It just happened. And I'm gonna put it in this size of pot since it is just like 2 little cuttings. It has a lot of root growth it can fill out in here. I guess I need to deal with this begonia erectocarpa, and I do have a large pot for this one. So this is the size it's going to be going in. I freaking love this one. It doesn't look great right now. Like a lot of the leaves are doing this because it was growing too close to the light where it was. So I'm moving it in here. It was actually in my 6-foot terrarium. It's gonna like this just as much though, I bet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of these roots off because there's no way I'm gonna be able to pull it out if not. But yeah, this bad boy gets huge, clearly. You know, should I just, why not? We've been doing it with the rest of them. I'm just gonna do it with this one too. Throw this in my propagation bowl. And yeah, I'm just gonna put some of this sphagnum moss off the roots at the base of this planter. You know what? I may end up keeping this top section as a like potting bench kind of a thing because it's the perfect height. There's so much space and I can see myself getting this crap done more often than if I have to like sprawl out on the floor and do it, which is what I have been doing up until now. I need to get another one of these in here, I think. That would help so much. Okay, I'll fill this up with the mix. I'm gonna pull off this ugly leaf as well. And I guess this one. Let it start like fresh in here. And then look, just, oh no! I just dumped out my potting mix. God damn it. This is the mess I made with my potting mix that fell through up here because I had trays here and here, but this is where I was actually potting for some stupid reason, and I accidentally dumped out a whole pot of soil, fell down here. I didn't already clean underneath this shelf, so I'm gonna have to do that. I maybe should have done that before I put up grow lights, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, I was going to say, and then I'm just gonna shimmy it on in there like that. I think I'll fill it up a little bit more. I'm almost out of potting material, and I have literally, this is the last I could scrounge up to pot stuff. I'm gonna be making like a huge order for potting supplies, planters, soil mix, and all of that. But yeah, this is so beautiful. I love it. Oh my gosh, isn't it so pretty? And the leaves get huge. These aren't even the biggest leaves. Wow. All right, so, I think I only have this one large pot left, and I think I'm going to put my Epipremnum amplicimum silver streak in here because the root ball is the biggest. Although I wish I could put this into it, my batik, because it's a little bit stunted growth wise. Just it does not have enough space right now, unfortunately. This is so fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's been a while. I mean, I guess I've repotted like kind of recently actually. I've been really on top of it. I guess it's that time of year, huh? Okay, I want to remove a little bit more of this to have space. Remove these ugly leaves before I pot her up. Much better. A little more moss in there. And yeah, look at that. Wow. This plant is so happy. I love this plant. This started out as a single cutting. Literally, it was like one cutting. I mean, I guess it had a few notes. Let's just say it's come a long way. I did chop it and chop it and chop it. I have like a ton of propagations in here. I think you've also seen my one upstairs. So I have definitely like done the best I can to get this to grow big, because when I bought this plant, it was actually super expensive. I think now they've come down in price because there is a variegated one now. Ugh, hate that. The regular silver streak is a lot less pricey, but the variegated one is like in the hundreds. So I'll just wait for that price to come down. But if any of you guys have one and you would want to swap a cutting or something, wow, please let me know because I would love to trade with you for one of those. I don't know if I have anything you'd be interested in that's like equal value, but let me know what you're looking for and maybe I would have something. So, and maybe I'll add a little moss to the top since I'm out of potting mix. That's it. This is the end of this. I can't repot anything else. And I was feeling so motivated. I literally feel like I could be in here all night tonight. You know what? Instead, I'm just gonna go eat some cake. How's that sound? Wow. Okay, that was the move because now that it's in this like cuter planter, I can move it upstairs. This is one that can survive grow pretty well outside of a really humid environment. So just depending on the space I have, I can always take this one upstairs. Oh, that looks so cute, huh? Yeah, okay. So I guess that's all I'm going to repot today. Dang it. Oh, dang it. That's all I'm gonna do today, actually. I'm gonna go upstairs, eat some cake. American Horror Story comes out tonight, so I think we're gonna watch that. Look at how dirty my shirt is from like adjusting my mic because it like gets caught like this against my skin. So then I have to adjust it and like, wow. Wow, I should have just stayed in my other shirt. But yeah, here's a whole bunch of my propagations. A whole bunch of Hoya mostly. These are, what are you guys? Ascananthus Thai Pink, I want to say these are. A bunch of Oblique, Syngonium, Frosted Heart. Down here we have a whole bunch of Hoya polyneura. I don't know why I'm giving you a tour right now. I guess I just want to like show you my plants. This is a Syngonium confetti. This is a pretty common Syngonium and I think it's absolutely beautiful and underrated. So if you're able, I would snag one. This is my pink splash or pink spot. I can't remember. I can't keep them straight, honestly. What are you? Is this another? This one might be another batik, but just like a little bit bleached, or maybe it's just a regular. I don't know what it is. No, I do know what it is. No, I don't. I forgot. And this is my Alocasia Frydek, which I struggled so hard with this plant. Don't get me wrong. It's still an uphill battle, okay? But wow, we are figuring each other out. I love this stuff that's growing as well as this stuff down here. I think it's so cute. And I actually want to move this plant upstairs outside of my high humidity grow tent. I just really enjoy this plant. I'd love to be able to see it more often. I don't know. I think it looks a lot different from any of my other plants I have upstairs. So if you keep a Frydek in your like regular household humidity and light, please tell me about how you care for it, what kind of light it gets. I'm really wanting to move this, but then also I don't want these to die upstairs either, or this. It's too cute. It's so weird. And yeah, this is the one section I've like really done working on that section. There's where I was just potting and I have a mess here. So it's kind of been a pain to walk around. Oh my gosh, I wish I had repotted this guy. This is my Syngonium lance leaf, and it is actually one of my favorite Syngonium varieties. I need to up pot it because the roots are so tight in there, but I want to be able to propagate this more. So it needs way, way, way more space. And yeah, I will see you on Monday. I think it might be my IKEA cabinet terrarium video. I hope so. I hope I have it done by then. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!